Hello, my name's Tim McConnell. I'm the managing partner of McConnell HR Consulting. Today, we're going to talk about compensation. As a business executive, how do you know how much to pay your staff? It's a big mystery. Yet payroll is probably 80% of your operating budget. If you pay too little, your staff are not going to be happy campers. If you pay them too much, then your CFO won't be happy. So how much is enough, and how do you know? First of all, there are several different types of pay. There's base pay, the annual salary or hourly wage you pay your staff. There's also variable pay like performance pay or commissions. There's overtime, short-term incentives or bonuses. Today we're going to focus on base pay. A key aspect of paying your staff is fairness. This is a dilemma for employees. How do you know what is fair? Fairness is defined as impartial and just treatment without favoritism or discrimination. Say what? Sounds nice, but what the heck does that mean in real life? Let's say I hire Tony to mow my front lawn. It's 30 minutes work. I pay Tony $25 cash. I even supply the mower. Is that a good deal? Tony thinks so. Then I hire Susan to mow my backyard. It's the same size as the front yard. I pay her $45. Is Susan happy? Of course. But Tony finds out and now he's pissed off. Why? Because it's not fair. I violated his sense of fairness. Your compensation program must be fair. Your employees expect it. But what is fair? Is equal and identical treatment to all staff fair? Or is unequal treatment based on individual performance more fair? Do your offer letters to employees or your employee manuals use the word fair? Most do not. Nonprofits do not explicitly tell employees that we will pay them fairly, yet we tell them that our pay is competitive. But what does that mean? Yet employees will be upset to learn that their neighbor or coworker is earning more for the same job, like Tony, or that MPOs down the road are paying more. In business, there are actually 4 types of fairness we have to respect. First, there's internal equity. This is called equal pay for equal work. So I really should have paid Tony and Susan the same pay for mowing my lawn. If the backyard was larger, had more weeds, required different equipment, and was harder work, then I could have justifiably paid Susan more. Second, there's employee equity. In your business, if Tony and Susan are doing the same job, they should be paid the same, right? No, wrong. If Susan has greater seniority or is a better performer, then I can pay her more. Then there's external equity. How are you paying for similar jobs relative to the companies down the street? Do you have to pay the same as them? No. But first of all, you need to find out how much they're paying. That's a trick unto itself. Then you can decide, once you know, to lag the market, to pay less than them. This will keep your CFO happy, but not your staff. You can match the market. We call this paying competitively. Or you can lead the market, pay more. Why would you want to do that? Because if you need highly qualified staff with specific skills and you want to keep them, then you need to pay more. The last type of fairness is pay equity. This refers to pay differences between men and women. The technical term is equal pay for work of equal value. If Tony is the secretary and Susan is the carpenter, they should be paid the same, or at least in the same salary range, if their jobs are deemed to be of equal value. In Canada, there's government legislation requiring employers with more than 10 staff to prepare a pay equity plan. There are 6 steps involved in determining how and what to pay your staff. This is called developing a pay structure. Let's look at the steps. Number 1, know what your jobs are. Does it sound simple? Yes, but it's not. A job is nothing more than a bunch of tasks put together that one person does. But who determines that? You do, the business executive. But do your staff know? You have to tell them. What if they forget? Well, geez, let's write it down. We call this a job description. Job descriptions are the foundation of your compensation structure. They hold it up. Job descriptions don't have to be bureaucratic. They can be 1 page long. They're very useful, not just in compensation, but in job postings, when you're recruiting to fill a job, in training your staff, and in measuring performance. One manager says to another, if my staff don't know what their job is, they have a problem. The other responds, no, if your staff don't know what their job is, you have a problem. Step 2 is job evaluation. This is the process of ranking your jobs in your organization in terms of their value. Value is determined by assessing the education and experience required and the relative complexity and accountability of the position. Simple jobs with low education and complexity are ranked at the bottom. More complex jobs with greater qualifications and accountability are ranked higher. Technically, the factors we consider in measuring value are skill, effort, responsibility, and working conditions. The end result of job evaluation is a ladder chart. This is step 3. A ladder chart is a vertical listing of the ranking of your jobs. Simple jobs are at the bottom, complex jobs are at the top. Jobs are placed into grades or levels. Jobs that are similar in responsibility are clustered together. A ladder chart may look like this. Grade 1 is a clerk, grade 2 is a senior clerk, grade 5 is an officer, grade 7 is a supervisor, grade 9 is a manager, and grade 10 are your directors. The next step in compensation is external equity. How are you paying relative to the outside market? You don't have to do this, but it's sure nice to know. If your IT guy comes in and says he can make $5,000 more down the road, is this true? Or is he just angling for a raise? So you really should know your organization's market position. We call this informed decision making. You can obtain market data by purchasing published salary surveys or having a consultant do it for you. Step 5 is building a pay structure. You already have all the ingredients. You have job descriptions, your positions are classified, and they're ranked in a ladder chart. You can then build a salary range for each grade. This outlines the job rate for each grade, ideally based on the market, the minimum you will pay for jobs in that grade, typically 20% less than the job rate, and the maximum you will pay, typically 20% more than the job grade. You now have a pay structure. The last step is salary administration. How will you actually use your pay structure? How will you administer it from year to year? Presumably, you want to give your staff salary increases every now and then. In Canada, usually annually. But what is this based on? You can give employees a raise to recognize annual inflation. This is called COLA, or cost of living adjustment. You can also give them a raise based on performance. This is called merit pay. There, you've done it. Now you know how to pay your employees properly. Both them and your CFO will be happy. Thank you.